Students, this is the diagram is transverse section of seminiferous tubule, right? So just to link up what is a seminiferous tubule, I told you about the diagram of testis. Within that you had two main things, seminiferous tubules and Leydig cells. Tubules were responsible for production of sperm. Those coiled tubules, they are responsible for production of sperms, and Leydig cells for production of hormone testosterone, right? Seminiferous tubule, because we say that this is the structure that produces the sperms inside, so you have to understand this particular structure is one seminiferous tubule and others are, they are just participating. So I have not drawn completely whatever is the structure in internal structure of this one, it will be followed in all other one in the same way, right? So that's why I have drawn one in detail. So let us know what is present inside the seminiferous tubule which enables it to produce sperms, right? If you can see the orange cells here, right, these ones, it's not necessarily, 5 are they may be, any number. These are known as Sertoli cells. If you can see, these orange cells are Sertoli cells. These are the nurse cells, because at the way you had a tape term in angiosperms, they were also going to provide nutrition to the developing microspores, isn't it? Here also, since we know that this particular structure is going to produce sperms in the center, so for their nutrition, nourishment, we need something inside, and that nourishment is provided by the Sertoli cells. So you also call them nurse cells, right? Another thing is the outer layer. So I have not drawn it here, but here you understand in this diagram that outer layer is known as germinal epithelium. That means seminiferous tubule has an outer lining which is known as germinal epithelium. Why we are calling it germinal epithelium? Any surface whose cells are responsible for producing the germ cells in future, that epithelium is known as germinal epithelium. I have used the word germ cells. Germ cells refer to the gametes only. The cell which is going to produce the future gamete, right? So that means here too there was a germinal epithelium present, and the first blue lining of a cell, right? You just have to see that some cells out of germinal epithelium, they come out and they start developing after getting nourishment from the Sertoli cells. They start developing and follow different stages of sperm development and ultimately accumulate in the center, right? So what are these stages that a germinal cell follows? It first of all, it forms the first line of development, right? This first line of development is spermatogonia, right? The second line of maturation, that is spermatocyte, and third line is sperm, right, in the center. So spermatogonia, spermatocyte, ultimately it becomes spermatid too, and then it comes in the center. But whatever stages are followed inside the seminiferous tubule, it leads to the sperm formation, which are non-motile as of now. We have already discussed that they are not motile as of now, and then they accumulate in the center, and this whatever sperms are accumulated in the center, they are sent to a common chamber known as rate testis. All the sperms from all the seminiferous tubules which are present inside the testis, all these tubules will release their sperm into the rate testis, from where they move on, right? And then you can see these brown cells. This is seminiferous tubule, this is interstitial space. So the cells which are present in interstitial space are Leydig cells. You also call them interstitial cells, right? Need to understand one more thing here. I'm using a different pen here for this, that the hormone which is secreted by interstitial cell is going to the seminiferous tubule, and then this is the hormone which promotes the sperm development, right? Let us proceed further. I am not cutting off the video, rather concluding it, that since we ended up with the sperms which were produced in the center and then sent to the rate testis, how does a sperm look like, right? If you can see this structure, see children, all these diagrams are very, very important, and you may have any in your paper. So you have to practice all the diagrams with all the labelings. Probably this is the last diagram of male reproductive system. This is the structure of a typical sperm. You have already drawn it at the level of class 10, so it's not at all difficult for you. You see that there is a head piece, then a neck piece, then the middle one, and the tail, right? You also call it flagella. Now in the head piece you have two main things: the cap. This cap is the acrosomal body that contains the enzyme hyaluronidase. Now hyaluronidase is HYLURINADASE. If ever you have problem in the spelling, this is an active enzyme which helps in dissolution of ovum wall, right? It is a very important enzyme, and it is present inside the acrosomal body, right? Then the second thing you have here is the cytoplasm. Now this is the cytoplasm, and inside the cytoplasm is the male pronucleus. Male pronucleus, pro means it is about to become a matured one when it goes and fuse with the female one. So this is the male nucleus surrounded by the cytoplasm, right? And then you can see that there is a middle portion where you see these are the centrioles. One is present here, this is proximal centriole. Another one is present here, that's the distal one, right? So centrioles are present in sperm, and then middle piece is equipped with lot much of mitochondria. Why? Because mitochondria, since they are many in number, they provide a very rich source of energy to the sperm, so that the sperm get energy for whipping off the tail. It is active and it is quite motile, very fast in moving, just because of the energy given by mitochondria. So learn this diagram also. This is an easier one for you, and just learn all the labelings today, right? Children, today we have studied all the diagrams which are related to male reproductive system. I guess in the next class we will be able to study the detailing of female reproductive system, and notes will be provided to you side by side, or sometimes notes might be provided to you collectively for 2 classes, right? And whatever worksheet I give, kindly complete them timely. This is for your benefit only, all right? So study well. As of now, I am ending this video. Thank you.